Hi guys, today's going to be a video about inspired action and generally the topic of inspired action and covering that specific area, but also tying it back to a specific person, because obviously this is typically the most common manifestation where you would be applying inspired action. So it's going to be giving you advice on when it would happen, what not to do a little bit as well. I think it's definitely easy to take action in a forced way where we're trying to gain reassurance or validation, and you might be thinking, oh, this is going to be the bridge of events, this is going to lead me to SP, but that's not the right way to think with inspired action. So I'm going to tell you in today's video how you should actually go about it. I think I'm also kind of giving a 70s vibe. Is this like 70s style, 60s style? Not mad about it, but yeah, my hair is not ideal, but I don't know, let me know what you think of this style in the comments below. If you care enough about hair, or if you just want to hear about inspired action, then thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for loads more manifestation content. And if you enjoy this video, you can also work with me. Before we get into the topic for today's video, I'm just going to highlight a few offers I have. It's going to be everything on screen, starting with my coaching, and that is going to be everything listed on screen, as well as £49 for a new SP masterclass, which is 8 pages of a guide, information, workbook. That is £49 for all of that, plus it will give you 50% off a coaching package. So do reach out if you're interested in that, because that is a really great offer where you're really getting the biggest discount probably I will ever apply to my coaching services. And also you can sign up to be an LOA coaching darling, which is a member as part of my channel membership for $2.99 per month. And you'll get a bunch of different benefits and exclusive content. So take a look on screen and click the join button below if you'd like to be part of that. Now we can start the video. With inspired action, it's not something you're aware of in the moment, which is why in the intro I wanted to touch upon the idea of forcing your manifestation, and it's not something you act upon consciously. You don't say, I'm going to take inspired action now, because that's not inspired. Inspiration is something that, in general, it hits you in the moment. It's like a light bulb moment. It's an idea or answer just comes to your mind perfectly, and suddenly you have this like realization, right? So same with manifestation. Inspired action is an action that is just inspired in the moment. Something has shown you or taught you that, oh, do you know what? I think this is the right thing to do right now. I'm just going to do this. I feel like doing this, whatever it may be. There's no limit. So I could just sit here for 5 hours listing ideas with an SP of what inspired action would be. So it comes about naturally, and you're not really aware of it as it's happening, as I just said. It's just something that happens throughout your day in whatever moment. It could be first thing in the morning, just as you change your plans in the evening, anything. So it will come to you naturally. So you don't need to worry or try and create it or wonder, what if it doesn't happen? If it doesn't happen, then that's okay. It's not part of your journey. And that's, everyone goes through their manifestation differently and through that process of conforming differently. So don't panic or think something's wrong or that it has to be a certain way or try and overanalyze things. That's where you could end up spiraling. And just another little disclaimer that you don't actually have to take action with an SP. I always say this, that manifestation is about your thoughts, the process is perfect, and keep trusting and telling yourself the assumption that it's perfect, it's limitless, you don't actually have to do anything. It will come to you as it's meant to. So yeah, although it may seem more overwhelming or complicated than manifesting an actual action, it's control the outcome with your thoughts and assumptions. So keep repeating your affirmations and focusing on that end result, because that's really all you need to do. You don't have to try and make inspired action happen. And also, yeah, it will just come about naturally. And I've also written down here that I wanted to say that there's no specific way that it has to or will come about. So basically, yeah, I could have sat here for 5 hours giving you guys examples of, I don't want to limit you to think, oh, it has to be this way or that way, or, make you think about circumstances. But basically, inspired action could seem very small and insignificant in the moment, or like I've had things happen where I checked a social media platform and I got my, not end result necessarily, but I saw movement or I saw something come about that I wanted to manifest, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is, and it just hit me in the moment or like a little bit later, like, wow, this is part of my manifestation. So it could be a really insignificant action that you do every day. Go outside to go for a morning walk, and it just happens that that day something positive occurs relating to your SP. Oftentimes it would be some form of you reaching out to an SP, that is one example, with something perfect or surprising. So once again, it's very separate to forcing your manifestation. You're not going out and making it happen, contacting your SP in the hopes they tell you something nice. You would either have something just perfect, positive, or surprising, where something you and SP had always spoken about if you have a pre-existing relationship, and you see it come up on TV or on social media, or your friend tells you something really exciting, and you're like, oh my gosh, me and SP always talked about this. And then you could just in the moment be like, oh, screw it, I'm just going to message them. You know, I'm manifesting them and things haven't been great maybe, or we haven't really spoken much lately, but I'm just going to message them this. That is one possible example of inspired action. Anything surprising or perfect. I've also written down here that it oftentimes doesn't even involve them. So there are some examples relating to that as well, with another person, a mutual contact, for example, going to a park, going to a party, attending an event, or even speaking to a mutual friend, where they pass on information to you that gives you confirmation of your manifestation, such as an SP being single, moving to your city, whatever it may be. A mutual friend or someone or something you have in common reveals some positive information to you, right? So that is an example of inspired action where you've, made plans with a friend, and just literally within that moment, it's not like, oh, we have plans to go to an event and they tell you something positive. That's more, I would say, bridge of events / movement, whereas inspired action would be literally you doing something that instantly brings it in. So you meeting up with a mutual friend spontaneously, and just to clarify that, it would be spontaneous, and then they say, oh, by the way, yeah, that reminds me, I wanted to tell you, this is what happened. So it's something that you wouldn't normally have done, or something that you wouldn't normally say, such as, a surprise, some new information has come in, and you do something with that, and then you end up with this positive movement and end result, right? So I feel like that explanation might have been a little bit muddled there. So I'm sorry if that was not a clear example, but basically it would be something that you do spontaneously and inspired. You're inspired to just suddenly say, do, or go somewhere, for example, and that action leads you to getting something positive with your SP. I hope that makes sense. The whole point is that you're not trying to make the manifestation happen. I want to make that clear. There is a very clear distinction. You're not taking action to gain reassurance or force your 3D or go beyond manifestation and actually just take physical action. With an SP specifically, it's better not to do anything and just focus on your thoughts and mental state and what your mindset about the situation and relationship. But if inspired action comes up, it would be so natural that it's not you trying to do anything, it just comes about in your daily life. And what leads to that inspired action is your own mind conforming, which is why I said your mindset is so important, because you repeating your affirmations is the key element. You focusing and conforming your own mind and focusing on your desired outcome is what is then shifting your reality and bringing in this natural inspired action. So just to summarize, the process is perfect. So trust in how it's unfolding, trust yourself, and know that the effort you're putting in, you persisting, is really bringing in and creating the great results that you want. And in retrospect, you will see how everything came together perfectly, and you can look back and say, wow, that was inspired action if it comes about. So that is the end of today's video. I hope you found it useful and clarifying. And if you did enjoy, then do please thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for my channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye.